All right, good morning or afternoon, depending on when you're here. I am recording Sunday night, somewhere between 8:30 and 9 o'clock here at school. No one else here besides me, and I don't have the microphone that I used at home the first time that I recorded. So I'm using my computer's microphone to record, which kind of makes me sound like I'm in a cave. So I'm sorry for that, but this is what we have for today. I would like to introduce today's objective, which is graphing the plot of a short story. And at the end of this lesson, you will be able to identify the main characters in the story and the kinds of conflict that they experience, whether it's internal, external, or a combination. You will be able to identify the complications that advance the plot, identify the story's climax, identify the events that help to solve the story's conflicts, and identify how or if the story's conflicts are solved. So in just a little bit, you will be placed in a group in your station, and you will be asked to graph the plot of Raymond's Run. So very quickly, because we've talked about this before as far as what the different parts are, I've had one class already work on this, and I'm starting to notice a couple of things that I want to make sure that my A-Day classes that you guys don't repeat. So first of all, we know the exposition down here is who are the characters, the main characters, the setting, and what conflicts do they experience. One of the things that I'm noticing kids doing is instead of moving from the exposition to the climax and kind of working their way backward, they're just putting one event along here for the rising action. Remember, that's kind of the opposite of what I asked you to do, or what I asked you to watch out for. I said, remember, don't put every teeny tiny little thing that happened along that side. And so instead, people are putting just one thing there, and it really needs to be broken down into some different major events. So just word of warning here, you would have more than one thing that would help to advance the plot. My suggestion to you is if you guys are really struggling is to go up to the story's climax and see what you believe the story's climax is, and then kind of backtrack your way from there, working your way up to that point. As long as you've got major points in there in between, you should be okay. Okay, once the climax is identified, then we really want to work on, okay, what events kind of help us get to the resolution? And just like with the climax where you start here and maybe work your way backward, same thing here. Start with the story being resolved, work your way back on, well, how did we get to that point? So today is all about watching the video, making sure you and your station really understand exactly what it is I'm asking you to do, which is to graph the story, Raymond's Run, with all of the parts. You have the plot diagram on the board, and although the one that you're going to be working with looks a little bit different than this, all the parts really are there. Your job, if you have not already read the story or finished reading the story before you guys get into that group, is definitely you're going to want to make sure that you have read the whole story. At least one or two of you in the group also need to have your literature books with you so that you're able to go back and reference specific things from the story. That would be my expectation. So the other thing that I would need to answer would be, well, when is this plot diagram due? That's easy, at the end of this class period. Make sure that you guys are listening to one another, that you are working together, you are being graded on how well you interact in your group, as well as the final product that you turn in. As always, if you have any questions, go ahead and raise your hand, and I will be glad to help you. Hopefully, I didn't say or too many times. Hopefully, it's not too distracting that I sound like I'm in a cave. And hopefully, you didn't get too distracted by the heat that just went off in the background. All right, we'll talk to you later.